Today is July 15th, 2016. Got three interesting stocks for you, as well as just the final weekend of our sale. So, talked about it all week. Not going to beat it to death. Just a reminder, visit StocksToTrade.com/savings or the link below for 35% off on annuals. We've got the version 2.1 that came out with a bunch of enhancements, stability increases. And then next month, we've got Oracle coming, which is a very exciting, really cool enhancement to StocksToTrade that only we will have. If you lock in the annual now, you obviously get that before we raise prices. So we'll move on to the stocks today. So really, basically three low float short squeezes today, but something we talk about all the time in StocksToTrade Pro is Fridays and momentum stocks, especially low float stocks, that will tend to squeeze. Actually, I need to add another one that I kind of forgot about. But the first one was SPU, really, whoops, I typed right here. Oh, I already got it on there. Whoops, sorry. I already had it on watch. So, SPU was a big runner. This stock runs and pukes over and over again. It's actually halted right now. Haven't had time to look into the news. I think it just halted basically right at 4 o'clock. But, it's a stock that everybody loves to short. It really was interesting to me today would have been this level, really kind of right, basically at 6 or in the high 590s where it broke yesterday's high. And you can see that it ripped out of that, not that, 30 cents, nothing great. But then it based, and you got that bigger base, and then it based again and ripped again and then ground all afternoon. But really would have been no entry until kind of once it based at 6, and then this mid-morning entry would have been the best one because now you've got pretty good support in that 580s 6 area. So, but this is all just totally squeeze. Again, it is halted now. Who knows what will happen? But this stock pretty much always ends up failing. And very similar thing, OPTT. Puny float, you can see that right here in StocksToTrade. Again, we featured this one pre-market just because it'd been a recent runner. Really into the open, probably not that interesting. But once it cleared this kind of 550 level, then it was just off to the races and really never looking back, peaking out over 10. So had you kind of waited around until post 10 a.m. for it to kind of base there in the 570s, and there was really no, until really probably 1, 2 o'clock, there really would have been no reason to exit. Had you been patient at the open and let it move, but let it base and then buy into that, $3, $4, $5 a share was achievable. And again, this is all just a Friday squeeze. I could be proven wrong, but I think if we check back on this stock, in a week, 2 weeks, it will fade right back to where it was. But take advantage of that momentum on Fridays. MGT, we featured this pre-market as well. If you were quick, great move right out of the gate. Basically, pretty risky though. I did not trade this just because, I'm very short bias on this stock, but there's no reason you can't buy these rips. And basically, every day they issue some press release. You see it in the news, not every day, but almost every day. And you get these rips. It pulled back, and then if you miss that move, which it was awful quick, tough to really play that. But you could see it kind of base, and then it put in that grinding action, and then you, in essence, see. This is probably nothing but shorts wanting out before the weekend, and you get a solid rip from 360 to almost 4. Not a huge move, but pretty predictable. Then of course it fades again, but everybody seems to pile into this short early in the week. They think it's going to crack. It really looked like yesterday it was over. It's going to break 3. It held. You know, to be honest, I thought about shorting it here yesterday, and it looked like it was going to break the threes. And then you just get this squeeze out at the end of the day. So those are predictable. Those rips on the press releases, and then the squeezes at the end of the week. And and it's a tough stock to play, really. But it's a momentum stock, and if you're tight with your stops, there's no reason you can't trade these catalysts. So again, thanks for watching the video, and awesome week. Hopefully this momentum continues. I mean, it's just nuts, these moves like OPTT and SPU this week. In StocksToTrade, I mean, you can find these with the low float scan every day. Not to say you're going to trade them all or you're going to profit on all of them, but you can consistently find these stocks with StocksToTrade. So thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you next week.